Hello and welcome. I am Marina Orms and I'm the founder of Astrology Heals, and I've been interviewing some amazing women who are of different zodiac signs, and they're all badasses in different ways. And today I'm super excited because I have my friend Jillian Fraioli here. Am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, great. And Jillian is... I'm going to tell you about Jillian here. Jillian is COO and head ninja at Hire Katie. Her strengths lie in implementation, integration, strategic planning, project management, and team management. She's the people person, which is how her sign and design play in, and she can see strengths in teams, put people in the right places, and keep projects moving forward, always up the stream regardless of the flow and eddies. So welcome, Jillian.
So fishy. Thank you. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so Jillian is a Pisces. Yay. So we are, we've had a Cancer so far and a Scorpio. So this is our third water sign, which is awesome. And water signs tend to be more in the flow and feeling and sensitive and attuned to emotions, and Pisces in particular is more on that spiritual intuitive level. So tell us what makes you a badass, first of all.
Okay. Well, it may not seem badass right away, as in the terms of like kick-ass, but I think it's pretty awesome that I'm a true nurturer. Like my love language is feeding people. It's making people comfortable. It's making like very much like my grandmother when somebody comes over, have you eaten? Well, that wasn't that long ago. Have more food. Like, what can I get you? And like building the nest in the container to make people comfortable. And us fishy, especially for my fish friends, actually I have a lot of Pisces friends. We tend to go in schools, and making nests for them also is super important because we like to be cozy and comfortable. But that kind of leads into a little bit more like in my regular life. Like I can be in any situation. I'm pretty good in a crisis. I'm pretty good in, situations that might seem a little not quite right. I can step in and help make things comfortable, diffuse things, feel where people are at.
Can you say a little more about that? Like, what does that look like? How do you do that? How do you diffuse things?
Well, I think it's just a matter of making like seeing where people are at and making them more comfortable. So I remember this one camping story is coming to mind where we all went camping, and it was a shit. Can we swear?
Yeah, we already said badass. So
yeah. Okay. So it was kind of a shit show. Everything, like we didn't really have all the right stuff. We didn't like, not everything was going to plan. And even though I'm a planner, sometimes you just got to go with the flow and just figure it out. So, making sure that these people actually had places to sleep and these people actually had what they needed, and made sure feeding everybody, of course, because again, that's kind of my superpower, is feeding everybody, even when nobody brought any meat or nobody brought any, utensils or that kind of thing. So, being able to be in a dynamic situation and adapting, that's really, I think, what it boils down to, is being in a dynamic situation with a lot of different people and being able to adapt to that and make people feel secure and safe in that kind of situation.
Nice. Yeah, one of the cool qualities about Pisces is sort of a lack of attachment. And so it's like, that's what you're describing, is like, without being attached to, we don't have the utensils. All right, well, we'll just go with the flow. We'll figure it out. And so that ability to sort of work with what is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Which relates also to my work life, because when you're working within, a lot of different people, implementing stuff or working on projects or launches or anything like that, a lot of stuff can go sideways. So having somebody like me around is good because I can pivot. I don't have any attachment. Like, we might have set it up this way, but we need to do this. And pivoting and adapting is easier for me. Like, in tools, I'm an early adopter. In tech, I'm an early adopter. It drives my business partner crazy because she's not. She doesn't like change. So we actually make a good team where I'm quick to change or go swim upstream. She's quick to plant.
Nice.
Us together as a partnership, we find that really lovely middle ground together. So I think that's pretty cool too.
Cool. Do you find that you also have that Pisces superpower of being able to sense into and feel, just like your intuition is going to tell you what's needed, and you can bypass some of the,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something that I tamped down for a long time. I think, especially as women, I don't know why this is. I mean, there's a lot of studies and people talking about it, a lot lately. We're taught not to listen to our intuition. And, we're taught that when we get those feelings, we're wrong. So it's something I've been working on a lot, even more so this last year than even before. Like, I used to be really good at it up until my 30s. And then I kind of sort of lost it a little bit, like let other things come in and had to kind of get that back.
So you would let other ways of knowing sort of supersede your intuition?
Yes.
And is that more because like other people told you or society told you that it's better to do it that way?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, going, I would say probably my Saturn returns area, like 28 to 33, I kind of sort of lost myself instead of coming into myself.
Yeah.
I would say when I met my partner, that was a lot of change for me into him. Like, he's like, you already know, like, and before a lot of other people know. I watch you and these things and you have this intuition. I think he put it a little rough once, like, your friends don't know better than you do. kind of thing.
Yeah. So there's a lot about trusting yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel it even stronger, like this past, I'm going to be 50 soon. And I feel like even more now, I'm like coming into this, I know, and I get the feelings in my belly, and in my chest, and and I get all the goosebumps and things when things feel a certain way. So yeah, I do have that fish superpower.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so what kinds of challenges have you had to overcome as a Pisces?
Well,
spoke to that
because I'm sensitive and I'm empathic. So I used to be kind of detrimental. Maybe that's why I put that away during those years. Things can go awry and I can get fiercely protective, or I can be adamant about boundaries. So, when I'm working or I'm supporting a team or something like that, I can get really I can not get shut down, but I get very like, nope, these are our boundaries. We're not going past this. Katie, my business partner, calls it my utter intolerance of bullshit. And it's actually really good for the teams that I'm on, because I'm going to fight for you. Like, I'm going to fight for our boundaries. And even as the business owners we work with, I'm actually doing it for their protection as well. And for everybody's protection.
Another word you might use for that is clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and most of the time, it can rub people the wrong way, but most of the time I just go swim somewhere else and bring my school with me, and we all just go and play in the happy waters. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. So, so in your life, like overcoming, it sounds like one of the things you had to work on was overcoming that silencing of your intuition, or shutting that part.
Absolutely. Yes.
And so now that you've opened that up a little more, does that cause you problems, or is it just a good thing?
I think it goes back to the word you used earlier, is clarity. I just have so much more clarity. And, I care about a lot of things, but it's that terminology, I don't give a damn. And that's not true.
Yeah.
I do. But I also have the ability to be like very clear about, nope, we're not working with this person, or no, I'm not hanging out with this person, or, I get that yes and no pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. And you, have you had to work on the psychic sponge phenomenon, picking up on other people's energy? It sounds like you actually have pretty good boundaries with that.
I think right when I started coming back to like listening to my own intuition, like, I mean, it was a little, I mean, I am empathic, but you wouldn't know it if you met me out in the world, because my boundaries are really cut and dry.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'll feel it. And if I feel like somebody needs me, I'll dive in. But I also have a partner who's an empath, and I don't even have to, because he's got it. I can just go ahead and yeah. But I try to leave it at home. I try to leave the empath at home a lot, unless I'm with my dear friends or dear clients or that kind of thing. But if I'm moving out in the world, it doesn't work. Like, I just remember certain airplane flights, or gosh, I was in the San Francisco earthquake, and I remember that just being devastating. Like, I cried for days, even traveling, all of that, just I just remember being young and just not being able to deal with those types of emotions.
Wow. Just the bigness of it.
Yeah. Just the bigness of the whole world and stuff that happens in it. I still get the way. I'm a crier. I cry at parades.
Yeah.
I cry. A couple of years ago, the first time we went to the Swiss Alps, they have little cabins where they keep the cheese to cure. And I just started crying, and the hosts were like, what? And I'm like, but it's where the cheese lives. And, experiences, especially around other people. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's okay, but.
Yeah. So is there anything else you would add to other Pisces women who are stepping into their own badass selves?
Yeah. Use the oxygen mask analogy. Yep. I mean, it took me probably 40 years to realize that was a real thing. And I've been using it now for almost a decade. And if you don't take care of yourself, especially as a Pisces, you're just going to drain everything. You're going to drain your lake and your ocean, and you're not going to have anywhere fun to swim. So use your oxygen mask. Lots of self-care. I would say go into a Pisces.
Yeah. I think most people know the oxygen mask analogy, but it's when you're on an airplane and they say, put your own mask on first before assisting others. So
yes. Yeah. Sometimes you can't help it, but if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I think we could wrap up there, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm was that good?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very insightful. And I love, just hearing your perspective as a Pisces. And actually, I do want to add something, which is in the work that I do, Pisces and Neptune are both these energies that can bring confusion. And so it's the way my teacher originally put it was, no guardrails, no signs, no hand, and so here you are in the fog. And what I love about what you shared that I think is really badass about the way you are embodying your Pisces is that you are stepping into that clarity. And that's the higher vibration of Pisces, is to really connect with that bigger picture, with what spirit or our own higher wisdom or whatever you want to call that is guiding and kind of supporting and helping us. So if you can tune in directly with that, it gives you a real boost forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
And other people too. I find that a lot of healers and a lot of intuitives and all those things, a lot of them are Pisces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very good for the connection to that bigger picture and seeing what needs to happen.
I think if we all could, almost, like I've talked to many of my Pisces friends before, I think if we all could, we would heal the world. But that's a bigger thing than just one of us. Yeah.
Well, we can all put energy toward that.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Well, here's to the world, and here's to healing and love.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jillian. Just love
Thanks
it.
for having me.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time. Let's see if I got my mouse to work.